Hello and welcome to another Lawrence Academy screencast. Today we're going to be talking about adding and subtracting positive and negative numbers. And to do that, I'm going to enlist the help of Miss Smith to walk along the number line. So there we can see her. There she is. She's waving. Hello, Miss Smith. Nice to see you. And she is going to help to explain adding and subtracting positive and negative numbers by using the number line. So let's take a look at problem number 1. We have a 4 plus a negative 3. So that means that Miss Smith is going to be starting right here at 4. So let's move her over to 4. There you go. There she is. You can see her behind the red dot. We're going to add a negative 3. So she's at 4, and that means that she's going to have to go back 3 spots. So 1, 2, 3. So that puts Miss Smith at 1. So 4 plus a negative 3, she starts at 4, travels back 3 spaces, and that puts her at positive 1. Let's try another example with Miss Smith. So here we have negative 3 plus 5. And to do that, Miss Smith needs to go back to negative 3. All right, there she is. And now she needs to travel 5 units along the number line. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that puts Miss Smith at positive 2. All right, so negative 3 plus 5 brings us to positive 2. All right, so ideally, when we're doing these, hopefully at some point we won't need to use the number line for every single problem. And to do that, we're going to have a little bit of a better understanding of how these additions and subtractions work. So ultimately, there are really only a handful of possible outcomes when you're adding and subtracting signed numbers. So let's take a look at what we have. So as I mentioned, there are really only a couple different situations. We can have a negative number minus a negative minus a positive, a negative plus a negative plus a positive, and then we can do the same thing for the positive numbers first. So let's take a look at what some of those are, and then we'll look at some examples. So here is a list of some of the possibilities here, and let's take a look at some of the example problems. I used negative 3 and 7 for the values, so you can see how each one will give you a different outcome. So the first situation, we have the negative minus a negative, and this is one of those unique situations where when we subtract a negative number, that is the same thing as adding a positive number. So negative 3 minus a negative 7 is equal to negative 3 plus a positive 7. All right, so that is going to give us 4. All right, negative minus a positive. Negative 3 minus 7, so we have negative 3, and then we're going to move back 7 spaces, so that's going to give us a negative 10. Negative 3, we have a negative plus a negative 3 plus a negative 7. That is going to also give us a negative 10. And then a negative 3 plus a positive 7 is going to give us positive 4. All right, so these situations here yield different results. We can do the same thing with a positive number first. Right, and it's going to work out the same way. So if we have a number for subtracting a negative number, that is the same thing as plus positive. So as is customary, now that we've walked through a couple examples, I'm going to give you some for you to try on your own. Best of luck. So here are your practice problems. Be sure to remember what we talked about as far as the certain situations that we're dealing with. Do the best you can, and then as always, there is your smiley face. Good luck. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day.